our culture is competitive, man.
Right.
It is, but I think when it goes past the music itself to blocking things in business, then I don't understand that. Like right now, you're not even competing for a slot. You don't have a new song out that he want to be on the top 10 or top 5, and you still competing. It still makes sense.
Welcome back to Spill Hood, where no secret stays buried and fame always comes with a price. 50 Cent and Eminem just teamed up again, and this time, they're turning their spotlight straight on Jay-Z and Beyonce, throwing heavy accusations that got the whole industry buzzing. They're calling out everything from rigged award shows to claims of stealing from black creators while shutting down anyone brave enough to question them. According to 50, Jay-Z's still out here blocking his business moves, working the phones and pulling strings like a real puppet master in the shadows. Meanwhile, Eminem's been dropping cryptic bars in his new tracks, hinting at secret industry bosses and hidden power players who control careers from behind closed doors. Fans are dissecting every lyric, saying it sounds way too personal to be fiction. And it doesn't stop there.
Look, Jay-Z and them was putting it together. So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
You think you were purposely left out of the ad?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think. I think that they were saying the NFL had some issues with me that I don't know what those issues are. Like, what is the issue? You start looking at that's not mine. That's theirs. They harbor, right? But when you look at M is looking at the entire legacy.
Yeah.
The whole thing, like with M, Dre, and myself, like I'm a shady aftermath. You see what I'm saying? Like, it do so much G-Unit Records.
Right.
They forget that I'm M and Dre's art.
Beyonce is catching major backlash too. People are accusing her of taking credit for songs she never wrote and quietly blackballing other female legends like Aaliyah, Maya, Carrie Hilson, and even Mary J. Blige. The pattern's starting to look way too familiar, and folks online are connecting dots that can't be ignored. But just when it couldn't get any messier, Jay-Z and Beyonce's tight link to Diddy is back under serious heat. Jay might have dodged that recent Jane Doe lawsuit, but the drama didn't disappear. It just got darker. Word on the street is the woman involved started hinting she only backed off after some mysterious visitors showed up at her door. That alone has fans whispering like crazy, wondering what kind of power move just went down. With all these new claims bubbling up, people are seriously questioning whether Jay and Bey are truly music royalty or just masters at keeping their skeletons locked tight behind industry doors. Now everyone's asking the real question: do 50 Cent and Eminem actually know what's going on behind the curtain? And how many careers or lives got wrecked in the climb that crowned Jay and Bey as the king and queen of the game? It's time to dig deep into this madness. For years, Jay-Z and Beyonce were untouchable, icons at the top of the pyramid. Speaking against them used to get you labeled bitter, jealous, or even blacklisted. But lately, that perfect image is starting to crack.
This is why I was saying I knew what old boy was doing, right, with the Super Bowl, because he was doing like,
yeah, go ahead.
He was doing some wild because he was saying that to Eminem that the NFL had the issue with me, and I'm like, well, what's the issue? Why don't I have an issue when I'm becoming a partner in the actual team, but they got an issue with my performance? Right? Makes no sense. You know what I mean?
I was going to get to that later, but since we're here now. And when he says "oh boy," for the audience that don't know, talking about Jay-Z, this was discussed before. Jay-Z told Dr. Dre, just for people who's not up on this, or Eminem, that he didn't want you to perform part of that Super Bowl they had a couple years ago. Why do you think that is?
Well, I just
threatened. Possibly.
Not even threatened. You know, I think it's just when you take the competition from. Like, our culture is competitive, man. It is, but I think when it goes past the music itself to blocking things in business, then I don't understand that. Like right now, you're not even competing for a slot. You don't have a new song out that he want to be on the top 10 or top 5, and you still competing. It just don't make sense. Like, what are we competing for? What's the goal? Like this even like a lot of even a lot of the competitive stuff, or what we would call it beef, right? It changed. That terminology changed from when it's Biggie and Tupac, because we start saying the things that people would say that cause beef in the environment. When before that they called it battling in our culture. Because that's what it is until it turns into some street shit. So when you're not competing for those things anymore, and you start looking and you're going, so what was the problem? You can't exactly remember what the problem was. That's what went through with Joe.
Industry insiders who once stayed quiet are finally speaking up, and the list just keeps growing. Leading the charge, none other than 50 Cent and Eminem. Two men with nothing to lose and plenty to expose. 50's been calling Jay out for being insecure, controlling, and jealous of anyone shining too bright. He swears he's got proof too. Back in 2023, 50 claimed Jay tried to block his spot at the Super Bowl halftime show, pulling strings through his NFL connects. But that plan blew up fast when Eminem refused to perform unless 50 was right there beside him. That single moment exposed way more than a feud. It revealed a major power play behind the curtain. Fast forward to a recent Talk with Flea interview featuring Cameron, where 50 Cent doubled down and dragged Jay-Z's name right back into the spotlight. This time, he didn't hold back, saying Jay's been running shady plays not just in music, but across multiple businesses. And here's where it gets crazy. 50 claims Jay already secured his legacy years ago. So why is he still allegedly blocking other people's bags out of pure spite? That's the question, shaking the internet right now. But it doesn't stop there, not even close. 50 and Eminem are now linking up again, turning up the heat on the Carters and exposing what they call Grammy manipulation at its finest. 50's accusing Jay of using his high-profile marriage to Beyonce as a power tool, leveraging her influence to snatch trophies that should have gone to others. That's not just competition, that's a strategic takeover.
Very young, thank you, sir. All the doors that you opened, showed us that we can be rock stars. Seeing you on the Rolling Stone, obviously there's Run DMC with the Leathers and the Aerosmith, but when you came out west, you took it to a whole new level. Some of you don't belong in the category. All right, no, that was it. No, when I get nervous, I tell the truth.
Eminem has been calling out the Grammys for years, claiming the whole system's rigged, a pay-to-play setup run by secret deals and hidden agendas. And now, Beyonce's Cowboy Carter winning Album of the Year has fans side-eyeing the entire process. Sure, she finally walked away with that big win, but not everyone's buying it as a clean victory. Rumors are flying that Jay-Z pulled serious strings behind the scenes to secure it. Things got even more suspicious after Jay-Z stepped on stage at last year's Grammys, calling out the Recording Academy for snubbing Beyonce, while he was literally accepting an award himself. The irony had fans in disbelief. Was it a clapback or a carefully staged distraction? Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. Jay-Z up there criticizing the Grammys while still smiling for the cameras and accepting their awards. It came off like he was trying to play both sides at once, and the whole moment felt off. People started asking, if Jay really thinks the Grammys are unfair, then why keep showing up? Why not walk away completely and make a real statement? Instead, he kept chasing that same approval he claimed to hate. And that contradiction only added more heat to the growing talk that the Carters have been quietly working the system through backdoor deals and massive money influence. For years, the whispers inside the industry have been loud enough to hear that Grammy trophies aren't about talent anymore. They're about politics, power, and who you know. And one of the few bold enough to say it out loud has been Eminem. He's never sugarcoated his feelings, calling the whole setup a straight-up scam that rewards relationships over real artistry. He even vowed never to attend again no matter how many nominations they dangle in front of him. And M's not bitter. He's made that clear. He said, I wouldn't be mad losing if the other artists dropped a better album. What really ticks him off is how the Grammys keep using his name to boost ratings, pretending he's got a shot just to snub him at the last second. That's the game he's calling out, and fans know he's been right for years. When asked if he'd ever consider returning, maybe even as part of the voting committee, M didn't hesitate for a second. He said it wouldn't change a thing. According to him, the whole system's rigged from the inside, decisions made long before votes even matter. It's nothing but smoke, mirrors, and manipulation. And 50 Cent backs him all the way. 50 Cent hasn't just been vocal, he's been straight up fearless. He didn't just call the Grammys biased, he said it loud and clear.
Have a few Grammys, but you feel like you had to sell your soul to get them. And you didn't know if you wanted it for the recognition or the trophies, but then what's the difference? And that Grammys pretty much suck the blood of artists and nominate them, have them come to the shows. And
which they do. They do it every year, yeah. And I'm just tired of seeing it. And for whatever reason, it's like they're always pitching this hint that you might win Album of the Year, which used to be a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal.
Jay-Z's awards got more to do with who he's married to than his actual bars or music. That line alone shook the internet. According to 50, the Recording Academy knows exactly what it's doing. As long as Jay and Beyonce show up, the cameras flash, the ratings spike, and the money rolls in. So to keep that energy alive, they hand out nominations and trophies like it's a business deal instead of a celebration of talent. 50 says it's all part of the plan. Keep the royal couple happy, and the Grammys keep getting headlines. But 50 didn't stop there. Not even close. On the Flagrant podcast, he went off again, claiming Jay's Grammy streak has way more to do with Beyonce's star power than his own. And here's where it really got wild. He even hinted their relationship might be more business than love. 50 called it a contract, suggesting they're staying together not for romance, but to keep control and maintain their empire. That theory had the whole industry gasping, and 50's not the only one ringing that alarm. For years, other insiders have whispered that Jay-Z and Beyonce allegedly kept new talent from shining too bright, making sure no one outshined them at the top of the charts. These claims aren't just random gossip either. They're coming from people who've seen how the business works behind closed doors. One of the boldest voices to speak on it, Beyonce's former bodyguard, Uncle Ron, and what he revealed had everyone talking. Before he passed away from pneumonia, Uncle Ron dropped a bombshell that still echoes online today. He claimed he had solid proof that Jay-Z and Beyonce destroyed multiple careers and tore apart lives just to protect their empire. That statement sent shockwaves through fans and insiders alike, raising one big question. Just how far would the Carters really go to stay untouchable at the top? Then there's Jaguar Wright, Jay-Z's former background singer and one of his loudest, most fearless critics. She's been speaking out for years, saying that several people close to Jay, including Harlem legend Big L, either lost their lives or had their careers crushed so Jay could rise to the top without anyone blocking his path. Those are serious claims, and she's never backed down from them. To really understand what she means, you've got to know Big L's story.
I watched 50, same. 50 did not win Best New Artist at the Grammys.
There was nothing bigger than 50.
Nothing bigger, and nobody since maybe like Snoop came out the gate like that. My first album didn't do it. I never saw someone's first album and the wave happen like he had. And then he doesn't get it. And then I get up there another year, and what was it, the Eminem show? And it was like, whatever, I'm fine if I lose to Kanye or someone that I'm like, okay, I respect that. I know who that is, and Kanye has a huge following and he's made a massive impact on music. Fine, I'm good with that. But don't get us all here to use your selling point for your show and stiff everybody every single time. And I said, after that point in time, I was like, don't ever ask me to here again. Please do not ask me. My answer is no for 100 million years. Never again will I go to the...
Back in the early 90s, Big L was a rising force in Harlem's underground rap scene, known for his razor-sharp wordplay and unstoppable flow. He signed with Columbia Records and made noise with his debut, proving he was on his way to greatness. But when Columbia dropped him, he didn't slow down for a second. Instead, he bounced back and started building his own label. And that's when he caught the attention of Dame Dash, co-founder of Rockefeller Records. Things were finally lining up for Big L until tragedy struck. On February 15, 1999, Big L was gunned down in a drive-by in Harlem. The case remains unsolved even now, and that mystery has kept rumors alive for decades. But Jaguar Wright insists this wasn't random street violence. She strongly believes there's more to the story. She even dropped a chilling hint when she said, "See how good I keep secrets." That line alone sent chills through the hip-hop community, and fans are still debating what she really meant. That shot from Jaguar Wright wasn't the only one fired. Next up came Diddy, with insiders saying even Sean aimed his own shade straight at Jay-Z.
But consider, joining a board and maybe you have a vote in it?
First of all, that vote is fake. That's not a real vote. That's not a real vote. They give it to who they want to give it to. They give it to their darlings. This got critical acclaim, but it sold 2 records. It ain't about always what you sell. I get that, Vanilla Ice, I understand. You know what I'm saying? But there comes a point where when an overwhelming something comes along that has this wave and impact on music, and you give it to Lada Dottie. Who? Lada Dottie. It's only Lada Dottie.
But the tension didn't stop there, because another legend, DMX, had zero problem speaking his mind. He was one of the few big names, aside from 50 Cent, bold enough to challenge Jay directly. When Jay-Z became president of Def Jam in 2004, DMX was already a monster in the game. 5 back-to-back #1 albums from 1998 to 2003. He was unstoppable, sitting at the top of hip-hop's food chain. But things changed when he started prepping his 6th album, Year of the Dog. Again, suddenly the rollout slowed down. And according to DMX, Jay himself was the reason. DMX claimed Jay delayed the album on purpose, allegedly to clear the lane for his own comeback. That move didn't sit right with X, and it fueled talk that Jay wasn't above stepping on others just to protect his throne. But that was only the beginning. In 2005, DMX dropped a track called The Industry, a raw expose that tore the mask off the darker corners of the music world. He rapped about shady contracts, rigged deals, and sabotage. Stuff artists are still fighting today. And the craziest part, nearly everything he warned about back then is still happening. His words hit harder now than ever before. And then came Irv Gotti, adding more smoke to the fire. Irv boldly claimed that Jay-Z was secretly jealous of DMX, saying back in the day, Jay and his mentor Lyor Cohen used to laugh at X behind the scenes, thinking he'd never blow up. But look how that turned out. DMX went on to dominate charts, stadiums, and hearts, building one of the most loyal fan bases hip-hop's ever seen. And that same shady tension, it didn't end there, because the same energy soon surrounded Beanie Sigel too. Beanie Sigel kept it real. He said it always felt like something behind the scenes was blocking him from leveling up. One clear example, Jay-Z allegedly dropped his own albums right around the same time Beanie released his, pushing him out of the spotlight and cutting into his numbers. That kind of timing didn't feel random. It felt calculated.
We started to receive the 16, 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. Right? And you go, prior to that, 1.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that came in association, like you see that the kids even have Grammys. Like they don't sing yet. They don't sing.
Right.
They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys. So it's like they give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture that they just gave them the things that would later. To me, I didn't care about trophies. I said, I'll get the.
Now, Beanie admitted his own legal troubles played a role in slowing his come up, but he made it clear that Jay's moves weren't just coincidence. According to Beanie, Jay did it on purpose. Like there was an invisible ceiling he was never allowed to break through. He said the message was simple: stay in your lane or get pushed out. That statement alone had fans looking at Rockefeller's history in a whole new light. And let's be honest, Beyonce's not completely out of this picture either. While some try to paint her as just a bystander standing behind Jay, it's hard to believe someone as powerful as her could stay in that empire for decades without playing a part in the strategy. One thing people keep pointing out is how the power couple allegedly shares a pattern, removing anyone who looks like competition. There are even real examples fans keep bringing up. When Beyonce broke away from Destiny's Child and started dating Jay-Z, whispers spread that Jay made a bold move behind the scenes, allegedly pulling producer Rich Harrison away from singer Amory, who was rising fast and viewed as a threat to Beyonce's solo takeover.
When Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those fucking trophies, trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, listen, if you look at his career,
This guy. Wow. You're gonna let him say that? Jay was getting Grammys.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
And he ain't show up.
He has like 20 now.
Hold on.
He had like 18 since he's been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
Hold on. You're not wrong.
He was
At
one.
the same time.
After that, he got he's like drinking. His pictures with him like it's the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
Absolutely, been treated differently.
The accolades. Because he's no longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
Right? You were connected to the biggest.
Jay got.
Oh, wow. So that's the deal.
Yeah, that's the deal. Like, the other ones didn't count as much as that one did.
If you remember a Mary's track, One Thing, you know it had that same fiery vibe as Crazy in Love. And to this day, fans still believe Beyonce's hit might have been inspired by a Mary's sound. A reminder that in the world of fame, timing, influence, and connections can change everything. Then there's Carrie Hilson, whose clash with Beyonce spiraled into one of the messiest fallouts in R&B history. According to insiders, Carrie's producers allegedly tricked her into recording a diss track that threw subtle shade at Bey, a move Carrie later denied. But by then, the damage was already done. Once that song hit the airwaves, the situation exploded, and Carrie's career would never be the same. Things got even wilder when Carrie refused to pose with a magazine featuring Beyonce and Jay-Z on the cover. That small gesture turned into a massive storm. Bey's fans went into overdrive, flooding Carrie's social media with hate, dragging her online, and even reports started surfacing of her being harassed in public. It became non-stop pressure, and people started asking the big question: was that really just fan outrage? Or was someone powerful behind the scenes making sure she stayed blacklisted? Rumors spread fast that Beyonce had a direct hand in it. Some insiders even claim she played chess with the whole situation, allegedly having Carrie baited into recording the diss just to sit back and let the fallout ruin her. It was a power move straight out of a movie. Bey came out looking flawless while Carrie took all the heat. Even Carrie Hilson herself later hinted that there was truth to what people were saying. In a 2020 interview, she admitted she felt pressured into releasing that song and revealed that the backlash and threats afterward were real and terrifying. That kind of setup had fans convinced there's more going on behind those glamorous smiles, and that maybe, just maybe, the innocent image isn't as spotless as it seems. Was this just regular music beef, or something way more calculated behind the curtain? Because one thing's for sure, Beyonce's list of critics doesn't stop with Carrie Hilson. You can't talk about controversy without mentioning Kellis, who came forward blasting Beyonce for what she called straight-up disrespect. Kellis accused Bey of sampling her iconic hit Milkshake without giving her a single ounce of credit. She said she didn't even know about the sample until fans started tagging her on social media. That's how she found out. Kellis was furious, calling the move disrespectful and flat-out ignorant. She wrote, "I heard about this the same way everyone else did." Then she dropped the line that really hit home: "Nothing is ever as it seems." Some people in this business have no soul or integrity, and they've got everyone fooled. That post had the internet spinning, and fans immediately started side-eyeing Beyonce's entire team. Later, Kellis took to Instagram and opened up even more, explaining why the situation cut so deep. She said it wasn't about contracts or legal rights, it was about respect. Kellis pointed out that both of them are black women in an industry where there aren't many seats at the table, and that makes the betrayal sting even worse.
Did you stay so guarded within your career?
This is what I did. I said, no, I'm good, thank you. No, thank you. Okay, so sometimes that doesn't translate as far as what you are allowed to have, what you have access to. You will be blackballed. You will be talked about. You will be on. You will be rumored about. But you have to stand strong on what you don't care for. It's not that serious to me. You know, if I have to sell my soul, I understand that I might have sacrificed something in the physical world, but the spiritual world is not worth it. You're okay. You don't need to do anything. What you need to do is protect every part of your life, your spirit especially, because everything else is connected to that. There are some people, not everyone, that have huge egos, you know, and awful mindsets towards men, towards women, towards people. And it's very difficult to be around. It's just very difficult. And the way they define success is not your idea of success.
"We've met, we know each other, we even share mutual friends," she said. To Kellis, it would have taken just one call, one simple moment of decency to make things right. But instead of responding, Beyonce's team quietly removed the Milkshake sample from the track and said nothing. No apology, no explanation, just silence. And that silence spoke louder than words, leaving fans wondering if this was just another glimpse of how cold the game really is behind those perfect smiles. That silence from Beyonce's camp only poured more fuel on the fire, sparking even more speculation that these industry power plays are all happening behind closed doors, far from any real accountability. And the list of artists caught in the crossfire keeps growing. Next up is Maya, another talented voice who's often mentioned in these same conversations. According to whispers around the industry, Mia was allegedly blackballed after she reportedly turned down advances from Jay-Z himself. Now, she never dropped names directly, But in multiple interviews, she spoke openly about how people in high positions abuse their power and how dangerous that can be for young artists chasing fame. Her words were powerful. She said many artists don't even realize what they're sacrificing until it's too late. When asked how she managed to stay grounded in an industry full of temptation and manipulation, Mia said she simply said no and walked away. But she didn't pretend it was easy. She hinted that rejecting the wrong people came with real consequences, from being shut out of opportunities to having her reputation quietly dragged through the mud. Fans connected the dots fast, wondering if that no was the reason her mainstream spotlight started to dim. So when you step back and look at it all, there's a growing pattern that's hard to ignore. A lineup of respected names: 50 Cent, Eminem, Kellis, DMX, Beanie Sigel, and more, all hinting that Jay-Z and Beyonce may have played a part in blocking careers, controlling narratives, and protecting their empire at all costs. From career sabotage to silent business warfare, these stories are coming from voices who've lived it, not random outsiders. And this list, it's nowhere near complete. Every time a new story surfaces, more people start wondering if we've only seen the tip of the iceberg. So what do you think? Is there real truth behind all these accusations? Could Jay-Z and Beyonce really be using their power to shut down the competition and control the game from the shadows? And how many more artists got pushed out, silenced, or forgotten without the public ever realizing it? Now, drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to know who you think got blackballed or played dirty by the industry's elite. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Spillhood, your home for stories where fame meets facts and power meets exposure. Turn on notifications so you never miss the next drop, because what's coming next is even crazier. See you on the next one.